think that one of the interesting results of our research is the understanding of clusters in the video game industry as complex. This idea of complexity relates to at least three dimensions. First, we understand the video game industry as complex in the sense that you need a variety of competencies and complementary knowledge base stemming from different fields in order to develop a new game. So video games are complex products because you need to integrate complementary and heterogeneous knowledge and skills in order to innovate in this industry. Second, clusters are complex organization. You cannot focus on a single specific factor to explain the emergence and the development of cluster. You really need to broaden the understanding of the factors that lead to the growth of a cluster. And third, these factors change from cluster to cluster. So you don't need one single model to explain the emergence and development of cluster, but you have to be flexible and to adopt a flexible methodology in order to understand the diversity of the characteristics and the dynamics from cluster to cluster. Video game industry and cluster in the video game industry are a very dynamic economic organization. And one of the major gaps in this field of research, which is still not addressed very well, it's how these clusters are connected in a global way. We are used to understand cluster as geographically specific, located in a very circumscribed region, but nowadays much of these clusters, especially in the video game industries, are connected each other at a global level. There is a lot of research to be done to understand these global links across cluster.
What we've done with the work package number 2 was actually to collect all the relevant information and literature about the video game industry within the culture and creative industries. So we provided a report which is actually very comprehensive, divided in 3 main parts. In the first part, we mainly focused on the policy documents that were aiming at map and define the industry perimeter, I would say, of the video game industry within the cultural and creative industries. And this first section, main findings are the fact that first, there are different methodological perspectives on defining what is actually the video game industry and how to categorize it within creative and cultural industries. And second of all these perspectives, although very interesting, they actually tend to create the risk of misreporting or underreporting. The second section was actually most focused on identifying the literature, especially in the fields of innovation, regional studies and creative industries. And with this research effort, we were able to identify what are the main drivers of the cluster formation. So what are the actors, the drivers and the dynamics that create a fertile soil to make a cluster emerge and develop. And finally, in the third part of the report, it was more of an academic activity of reviewing, providing a literature scoping review on the clustering of the video game sector, especially in the academic literature. And what we found, also from a geographical point of view, is the fact that only minor cities, only bigger, I would say bigger cities and regions have been analyzed so far. There's been a very minor attention to the smaller cities and clusters, which is actually good for us in the sense that we have some space to further develop this topic and give some more attention to the smaller clusters.